Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School, brought to you by Sandhills Global. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Look at Jake in there. Look at Jake in there. Jake looked like he's serving time. Being a Dolphin fan is like, see, Jake, the only reason I am so passionate, feeling bad for you, that Buffalo was so bad before we made the playoffs a few years ago, and I know what it's like. But I was an alumni, and I know how you've been a lifelong Dolphin fan. And I'll tell you this. I was not a full Dolphins fan, but I think Dan Marino is – I used to think he was the best quarterback of all time. Now I went to Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Tom Brady, but I was a Dolphin fan then too. But I feel for you. I feel your pain. Now we're back onto bigger and better business because the Dolphins are low grade, bottom feeder fish. They're kind of like the carp, right? You gotta fry the carp 85 times before you eat it. That's the type of Dolphins we are. Rico, hit it. Rico. Dion usually says hit his theme music.
Yep.
Hit the show sponsor, Rico.
Welcome into Old School, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Old School, sponsored by Sandhills Global. Sandhills Global has hundreds of job opportunities and internships. Their global headquarters is located right here in beautiful Lincoln, Nebraska. If you head to sandhills.jobs today, you can apply for, again, over 100 jobs and internships at Sandhills Global. Sandhills.
Say it with your chest out
today.
Rico Suave Alvarez,
DP, Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's the question for you, Rico.
What?
My roommate in college was Tony Ortiz, and Sunday was for whatever it is. And Sundays is when that was his day to get up, and he every 8 o'clock. So if we got home at 6, 8 o'clock, the music was on and he was having a dance. So can you merengue?
A little bit.
Okay. So it took Tony Ortiz two years to teach me how to do this somewhat merengue, and it was still suspect. He's like, "Oh yeah, you could pass, but you can't be in the middle of the party. If I take you back to New York,
you have to be like on the outskirts.
Outskirts.
You're not getting in the middle of the circle.
20 seconds and you're off.
Yeah.
Rico, let's set the tone. We need to pay tribute. So let's pay tribute today to the legend, the GOAT, if you would.
And
please
impress the authorities. We were in Cincinnati for a weekend series to play at Crosley Field. The letter intimated the deed would be done on Sunday. Sunday morning, when the team was in the bus going to the dressing room, it was pretty quiet. And in the dressing room, it was very quiet. This was the most serious pregame atmosphere probably in the game. Everyone was worried. And it was very quiet. And the Dodgers had a young left fielder by the name of Gene Hermansky. And Gene was colorful, bright, blonde, white, and full of you know what. And with this quiet atmosphere in the clubhouse, Gene suddenly said, "I've got it." And everybody looked and they said, "What?" He said, "We'll all wear number 42 and they'll never know which one is Jackie Robinson." Now that seemed funny at the day. In 1997, Jackie's number was retired. And in 2004, Gene Hermansky's words from 1950 came to fruition. We'll all wear number 42. So tonight, when the Dodgers in Arizona line up on the foul lines, they'll be wearing 42. And all across the country, in every major league ballpark, every player will be wearing 42. And what does the...
It's when you get a microphone, I've had a couple of chances to sit with Vince Scully and just shoot the breeze. And he always talked about it. He said, this is how this should be done. 1, tell the truth. 2, be entertaining. And then 3, don't take yourself so seriously. That's always in the back of my head because he's the best storyteller, sports storyteller that ever was. Like in any realm, there's not anybody in football who is the great storyteller. Those days of Madden's gone. Pat Summerall, those folks, the folks who did NBC.
Steve Sable,
right?
Inside the NFL, the show that they used to have on Saturdays and Sundays are gone with Irv Cross and all those guys. When Irv Cross was kind of like on the sidelines, it was very obviously. But to be honest with you, even when those TV shows were on, and even when Madden was on, doing games, you had to have a radio type of, pitch or personality because you weren't getting a lot of FaceTime. It was essentially you were doing radio. You'd see Madden before the game, maybe like a mid timeout, like a TV break, halftime, going into halftime, after halftime, and show wrap up. Now you see guys, before a play, a timeout. There's so much more to the production that you had to be able to deliver stories and have your own way to deliver those stories. And when you just listen to Vince Scully, the way that he set the tone, and then the way that he took his voice up and down the octaves and stuff like that, really, let you know what type of storyteller it was. Then, he created this kind of climax, or peak, and then, he brought it down to everybody's level, obviously as a, a little bit of a, icebreaker or a joke. Then he brought it back to a serious note, giving it back, and then he also kind of did some teaching, whereas like I think it was 54 years, or it took from the time in the locker room to where they implemented it in Major League Baseball. So he combined all those things. It's a unique quality to be able to do it. When you have athletes or just people with just influence, everybody, say they grew up in LA, felt like they knew Vince Scully, but just the people that are in different sports, different genres, giving respect to him, let you know how big of a superstar he was in what he did, but what he's done for not only baseball, sportscasting, radio, TV. He's like the godfather that kind of opened a whole bunch of lanes, and it allowed the Harry Careys to have his personality, the Euchre to have his personality, to go on, and for Euchre to be in Major League Baseball, the movie, or and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, I've never met him, but every time that I've seen an interview with him or something where they highlight him, as from the little that I've been able to see, or obviously after from the time I left college to now, when you meet people of iconic status, some of them you get let down by. You're actually left probably wanting more from him, because he's almost like an all shucks, I'm not really that good, I love doing this, so this is just what I want to do. And the humbleness of him, and especially being with the Dodgers organization for that long. Okay, you're an icon. Okay, you are
and in LA,
and I was just about to say, and in LA, and with the lock and step, not directly with Jackie Robinson, but a big part of it, right? Because you got to think, him doing those games, even though it was at the back end of Jackie Robinson, he's still setting the tone for what people are listening to and maybe how they're acting in their everyday life. We see it right now. Either in Nebraska, like with football, or just even the politics, how you can influence people when you have a microphone. And so I mean, look, 94 years is a phenomenal life. But it's crazy. I was just talking to I forgot who I was talking to about Sid Hartman in Minnesota, whereas he worked literally up until the day he died. Same thing with Vince Scully. He was probably getting all geared up for the last little, playoff run, or thinking he was, and unfortunately passed. So it's I think he's one of the ones that kind of got his so-called flowers as, he was, especially in these last few years. But he's a guy that I think as years go on and as I'm sure media changes, right, how games are broadcast and how they do stuff, he's going to be even more of an iconic figure. And for the next person that comes and takes his spot for the Dodgers, and I'm just thinking about this right now, it's like like how they put like a hologram up in the sky, out, just above the stadium.
Yep.
That's where he's gonna maybe be
he'll
calling
be
it.
you just
He'll
put
be
him on the
there,
screen.
just like everything that you're doing, you're thinking about him. But I think it's also something that you embrace, because if you strive to be Vince Scully and don't get there, you're probably gonna end up having a pretty good career. And he seemed like he was a good dude too, a good man. And I shouldn't call him a dude. You gotta show my respect. A great human and a good man.
We went through a couple of spaces that he was in. Again, this guy was, Grand Marshal of the Rose Bowl parade, called the World Series games, called football, and then, kind of carried the torch for being able to tell stories about, Don Drysdale, Sandy Koufax, to go back to that space. He told all the stories from Fernando, from Koufax and Don Newcomb, the night, it brings a tear to my eye to recall him telling the story about the night that they brought Don Newcomb back to Dodger Stadium for the first time, and he was in a wheelchair. And they turned off all the lights, and then they actually lit matches. So everybody in the stands lit matches. This is before camera phones and all that. But him describing the dance of the bugs, of the fireflies at Dodger Stadium in Newcomb's honor, right?
Yeah.
Like, to be able to pull that off, it's good stuff. We're going to go to Mike on the Starter Heyman on the Honda Lincoln Hotline. Mike, how you doing this morning?
Good. How are you guys?
We're good. What's up?
Hey, just with the passing of Vince Scully, I had to just tell you a brief story. What a class act he was. I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of famous people over the years, and two of the nicest were Lynn Swan. My daughter loved to get autographs. She's probably 7 or 8. And I said, "There's Lynn Swan," and she said, "Who's that?" And I proceeded to tell her, and he was working a Husker game, and he was in a trailer outside there. And I said, "Well, hey, he's working. He tells you no. I don't care if he's crabby. You just walk away." Well, she says, "Can I have your autograph, Mr. Swan?" He says, "You got papers?" He says, "No." "You got a pen?" He says, "No." He goes in the trailer and gets a magic marker and signs her shirt. Pure class. The other one was Vince Scully. That guy was amazing. We were staying in the same hotel as the Dodgers, and he was there. And, I said, "Wow, there's Vince Scully." He says, "Who's that, Dad?" I said, "In my mind, the best broadcaster baseball's ever had." He was talking to someone, so we stood to the side, and she walks up, and before she can even say anything to him, he comes up, and I can't do his voice, obviously. He sounded like he was doing a baseball game. He just waxed poetically when he talks and said, "I could just sense your presence as I was talking to this gentleman." And he talked to us for 10 minutes, just a pure class guy. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that, because a lot of guys you think and hope would be good guys maybe aren't. Although, it's really not fair to judge people on one incident. But Vince Scully was a class act. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you. Dead on. That's so in Salt Lake, the AAA-Bs, we would actually engage, and sometimes they would pull our personnel to help the Dodgers and the Angels, and you would get to go up in the booth and you just get to watch. And the word majestic isn't great enough. Regal is probably closer to how it was, because he would shake the hand. You watch people come up on the elevator, and sometimes play-by-play guys are recluses and they don't really want to deal with it. But he would shake hands, and he would engage, and he would call by name. And when you're that big and you still call by name and you still acknowledge on a base level. But what I wanted to take from him was that he cared enough to get it right. And he told a story once that he's doing a ball game, and I'll try to do it justice. He says he's doing a ball game, and they asked him, how many times have you screwed up? And he goes, "Oh, I screw up all the time." He goes, one time it was Cardinals game, and I was trying to say, hard shot, hit foul.
Yeah.
Hard shot, hit foul.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot.
And he said he wasn't close. And he said he was so embarrassed. He's like, okay, that's going to be my last day on radio. Like, that's it. Like, I've done it. I've crossed the line. But nobody said anything to him, and they moved along with it. But he was just he was humble. He loved what he did. He loved who he did it with, and the good stuff all around. So there's that. There's lots to talk about today. I do want to. We were kind of joking yesterday about players who get traded.
Yeah.
Right? Players who get traded. So the Boston Red Sox traded a player to the Houston Astros. And how he found out about it was he was doing a pregame interview.
Yep.
Jay, they walked up
and told him in his ear, I did.
They pulled him off the interview on live TV.
Well, the reporters told him before they pulled him, so that he's doing the thing. And one of the reporters goes, "Hey, did you know you just got traded to the Astros?" And they're in Houston because he's out there for BP, and he goes,
No.
I guess. And he's like, "Well, how do you feel?" He goes, "I guess it's a business." And then it took a little bit, and then finally a Red Sox official came and pulled him out of the interview. But they had somebody had broken the news to him while he was right there.
Classy Red Sox.
He'd been with the Red Sox since 2008.
Stay classy, Red Sox. This dude had been there for 14 years, and you
didn't have no inclination that morning.
Gave him nothing.
I think that's what people don't understand. There's sometimes when you're emotionally invested in the team in the city, right? Because say like if you came up and through the say you or just you got drafted, you did well. Say the team supported you when you got hurt and you end up doing well. And so you might, sometimes you see athletes react in a, I guess, anger or whatever because of that which is understandable. Everybody has emotions, right? Then ideally you'd like to think calmer heads come to fruition. But really what makes guys mad when you get traded, especially if you're somebody that's been at a place for 8 years, is just the common thing called respect. It's regardless if you get traded, you could think, somebody wants me, but at the end of the day, it's a misconception that you got cut. And the reason why, one, I've been through it, and I guess I think they, in Buffalo, I think it's one of the things that made me mad because I'd asked them like several times, and man, I know, and trades can happen literally in a matter of minutes, so. I'll give them that, but I'd like to think for them to be trading a guy that's been there for 8 years. I'm sure the conversation has been had since before BP.
Yeah.
But I remember being in Houston, and it was the first year, so I'm in year 5, and this is when your expansion team, I think you're able to. Of course, not all the Twitter people out here. I don't need you to quote me on it, but I think we were able to bring more players to camp. Wasn't a lot, but we still. But then, we were always picking guys up, cutting them, and we had practices that were always on the radar of the NFLPA. They were doing this. I think it's part of the reason why the wedge has been taken out, because we had guys, we were doing like live wedge drills, and we had so many guys on injured reserve. We set like a record, of course, 82 sacks as well. But I remember as they were making cuts, the NFL sometimes, and this is a team would do this, and so if they know that they're going to cut, whether it's the first or second cut, say go down from 70 to 53. There's 17 guys that, you can either have them practice or cut them, and then you just practice with the guys that, made the roster. Well, that's just part of the business, and this is the second part of the story. But the first part was Charlie Casserly and those guys, which was Bush League. So us as captains and leadership on the team had to go to them where they were. So say like the cut was, it had to be by 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in training camp, a lot of times both your practice is over, then you're in maybe a team meeting, or if you have an impromptu team meeting, they were having the Grim Reaper come pick guys out of the team meeting. Now, granted, I was going in my 5th year, but we had guys like Aaron Glenn, who's the defensive coordinator for Detroit Lions, well-respected, 13, 14 end-up player, or 13, 14-year player. Seth Payne played well over 10. We had guys that were, a little bit longer, and even, Tony Baselli even said something. Like, and I was a younger guy on the leadership, council, and literally it was a heated conversation from players to management to how you handle it. And sometimes I feel, even though whether it's owners or the GMs or whatever, sometimes I think they lose that part of there's a way that you can handle business and keep it a business, but there is a level of respect that you could do. Don't embarrass anybody like that.
They're not thoughtful about it because they're so locked into them just being
the boss.
that
used to be an excuse.
Right,
that's not an excuse anymore.
No, it wasn't an excuse then. It was terrible.
Yeah, because here's why. Because if you're a GM at Boston and I'm Astros, if I want to make a deal with DP, I don't even have to call him. Right. I could text him.
Right.
That's
This
why.
day and age, it's a little different.
Right.
We'll go to break. We appreciate you guys adding to. Dan from Canopy Street Market reminds us that Vin Scully called the catch. He called the catch, San Francisco and Dallas. He also called Hank Aaron's 7-15. He called several perfect games. Again, there's a lot of tribute to be paid to the man. We'll do that today as well. But up next, Rico will tell us what's up on 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Join Planet Fitness now and get the PF Black Card for zero enrollment and $24.99 a month. You'll enjoy an upgraded experience with tons of perks.
Like access to more than 2,000 locations worldwide?
Yep.
And massage chairs?
Yes.
Can I bring a friend every time?
Sure.
Can my friend be a horse?
Nay. Sorry. Get the PF Black Card and feel fit-tacular. Zero enrollment, $24.99 a month.
Hurry, this zero down deal ends August 10th.
See Club for details.
Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 28th and Superior from 11 to 2 for Husker Sports Talk and, most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 28th and Superior, the official sponsor of the captain. Order wings ahead at wingstop.com. See you there.
At Venue Catering and Events, we offer two of the most historic ballrooms in Lincoln. The Jasmine Room, located in the historic Grand Manse in the heart of downtown, featuring a beautiful built-in antique bar, spacious patio, and soaring skylit ceilings. The Scottish Rite Ballroom, located just 2 blocks from the state's capital, boasts intricate hand-carved columns, rich dark wood floors, and lavish chandeliers. The perfect venues to host your wedding, corporate event, or much more. For availability and more information, call us at 402-603-6483.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production $22.58 per hour. And other select jobs is starting at $24.28 per hour, with wages growing up to $30.30 per hour. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and .com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
I present the fruitcake. Long the subject of jokes, ridicule, derision, but did the fruitcake accept its place in the culinary totem pole? No! The fruitcake sought to rise to its full potential at Beatrice Bakery. Premium nuts, high-quality fruits, and the delectable trio of brandy, bourbon, and rum. Grandma's fruitcake is no punchline, but a decadent treat that packs a punch of flavor.
Check out Grandma's Fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of yum.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at freedmanlaw.com today.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Old School 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. My camera was super far off. I had to fix that real quick. It's time for the best segment in radio history. And I have a story for you guys.
Go ahead and get it with your bad self.
So let's get this done. Here we go.
I woke up this morning and I got out of bed. Had a big old cup of coffee to clear my head. Hiding from the ghost in a scary black hat. So trick your treat and tell me what's up with that.
The trick your treat.
What's up with that? What's up with that?
Dance in your car.
Ooh-wee. What's up with
Dance
that?
at work.
What's up with that? What's up
Finish strong, Rico.
with that? Ooh, yeah, stop. Yeah.
Yes. What's up, Rico?
The most traded man in baseball history.
Oh, good heavens.
Dunn went and got traded again. 38-year-old reliever Jesse Chavez
He just out there wearing jerseys.
has played in MLB
Hey.
for 15 seasons. He's been traded 10 times.
Hey, at least he knows now. Don't buy a house.
Really? That dude living in team living
Yeah.
for 15 years.
He's won a World Series. He's played in every division. He's played for the Pirates, the Cubs, the Rays, the Dodgers, the Braves, the Royals, the Angels, the Blue Jays, the Braves, and the A's.
That's got to be like that's.
I like it.
That happens in basketball.
Some guys, yeah.
Doesn't happen in football as much.
No,
What player can you think of that played on the most teams in football?
I can't even think. I think what you think about in football is the backup quarterback that can
Quarterback
that
and
played
kickers.
16 years.
Kickers,
like
punters.
Chase Daniels has
Yeah.
the market cornered. People always
been-
ask what your favorite team is, and when I play, I was like, dude, whoever's paying me, I'd rather have 25 helmets than 4.
He's been traded for players such as Kip Wells, Rick Ankiel, and Sean Newcomb.
Still not good, Bob.
No.
Yeah,
but he's had some pretty solid seasons. But they're just
Rico.
I'm gonna put that on you though, Rico, to find out at the break what NFL player has played for most teams, what NBA players play for most teams. Yeah, let's see if we can do that.
I feel like I just saw the NBA one like last year.
Like guys like Birdman, like who played. He was all over.
Birdman's played for like 5 teams.
Or,
But see,
you know what? It might be Eric Strickland.
But you know the thing is,
it might be Eric Strickland. Now that I think about
the
it.
thing with the NBA, you could get traded somewhere to like Atlanta, like Carmelo.
He was traded to Atlanta, never played.
Never played.
Traded to the Bulls, never played.
Right? Yeah.
But technically, he was on the roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna look that. Yeah, we're gonna look at that. All right.
But yeah, shout out to Jesse Chavez. 15 seasons.
Good for him.
10 trades.
He must be doing something right.
He's got the greatest wall in history of
He must
like
be
a man
doing
cave.
something right. He must be a good locker room guy.
He's got the great man cave.
Oh, I know who it is. Dudley for NBA.
Yeah, Dudley. We're gonna.
He was just on the Lakers.
Oh my
God. And I think he's coaching now.
Okay, we're gonna find that out.
He
We'll
played
give
for
you,
the Dodgers when they won the
We'll
World
give
Series.
you the answer when we come back. Let me tell you what it says is the 5 most traded players: Marcus Camby, Sam Cassell, Chris Gatling, Dale Ellis, and Trevor Ariza. We'll tell you who's number 1 when we come back.
Wow.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
Every day. You can learn more about becoming a broadcaster by attending the Lincoln Area Broadcasters Career Fair with 93.7 The Ticket on Tuesday, August 9th at the Embassy Suites in Lincoln. Learn more about the numerous exciting jobs in broadcasting available right now here in town, on the air and behind the scenes. Bring your resume and be ready to apply. Visit the 93.7 The Ticket booth at the Lincoln Area Broadcasters Job Fair Tuesday, August 9th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Embassy Suites in Lincoln. We'll see you there.
2-1 count, and that's a deep drive into the gap. Smith rounding first base. It's a stand-up double. Hey, Nick, speaking of doubles, did you know Wings and Rings has 2 ways to enjoy their next-level food? Rico, we're in the middle of a game. The game can wait, Nick. One way is to stop by one of their Lincoln locations. They have 2 great locations at O Street, Meridian Park, and 40th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village. You said 2 ways. What's the other way? You can order online at wingsandrings.com.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
At Venue Catering and Events, we offer 2 of the most historic ballrooms in Lincoln. The Jasmine Room, located in the historic Grand Manse in the heart of downtown, featuring a beautiful built-in antique bar, spacious patio, and soaring skylit ceilings. The Scottish Rite Ballroom, located just 2 blocks from the state's capital, with intricate hand-carved columns, rich dark wood floors, and lavish chandeliers. The perfect venues to host your wedding, corporate event, or much more. For availability and more information, call us at 402-603-6483.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Your Lincoln forecast today, a few showers and storms are possible early this morning. Otherwise, we'll see mostly sunny skies this afternoon. We'll see an afternoon high of around 96. Tonight, mostly clear skies in the forecast, a little bit cooler with the low of around 65. And tomorrow, sunny skies are expected throughout the day with a high of around 95. I'm meteorologist Kyle Kleckner for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 28th and Superior from 11 to 2 for Husker Sports Talk and, most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 28th and Superior, the official sponsor of the captain. Order wings ahead at wingstop.com. See you there.
Please enjoy these next few moments of relaxation from Scott and Greg at Mendoza Family Insurance. If you would like to feel this relaxed about your home, auto, business, life, or commercial property insurance, please give Scott or Greg a call today at Mendoza Family Insurance.
Problem gambling affects more than the gambler. It affects spouses, children, extended family members, and friends. If you are a loved one who's struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 476-2300.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Doren. God bless you.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the Coppell Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School. Brought to you by Sandhills Global. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We dove down a hole of most traded, most teams played for in multiple sports, and we found so many names that we may have forgotten about.
Well, the difference would be guys who were traded and then guys who played for the most teams. So there's a little of this and a little of that.
It's pretty interesting. Welcome
There's
back
some
to
interesting names on there, though.
Yeah.
Especially the one that you're asking about.
Welcome back to Old School, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Sell the tickets. Sell the tickets. Pay the bills, Rico.
Old School, brought to you by Sandhills Global. Sandhills Global has hundreds of job opportunities and internships available. Their global headquarters right here in Lincoln. If you head to sandhills.jobs today, you can apply for any of those hundreds of jobs. Again, sandhills.jobs. Go there today. Give us a call. Shoot us a text, 402-464-5685. Honda of Lincoln Hotline, Sartor Heyman text line. We're talking most traded players in the NBA and the NFL, and we found some players who have played for the most franchises in the NBA and the NFL. And
crazy.
Some names that you've probably heard of, but didn't think, wow, they've played for this many teams.
Yeah. I mean, there's a number one pick in there.
Yeah.
Joe Smith.
Yeah.
Joe Smith of Maryland.
Yeah.
He was college player of the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Number one pick, I think. And he had some time with the Timberwolves, bounced around. I know he was with the Wizards and, different teams throughout his career. I think he finally got out of his own way, later in his career. And then you have who else is on there? Jimmy Jackson.
Jimmy Jackson is top of the list at 12. He played for the Mavericks, Rockets, Hawks, Suns, Kings, Heat, Blazers, Sixers, Cavs, Warriors, Nets, and Lakers. There are Anthony Tolliver from Creighton with 11 teams, Trevor Ariza with 10, Ish Smith currently with 11 teams, and he's still in the league, and Trevor Ariza with 10 teams who's still in the league. So there's some dudes who have been around it and figured out a way. Tony Massenberg also with Chucky Brown with 10.
Oh yeah,
Chucky Brown with 10 teams that he played.
I think there's a distinction. You get some guys, you hear about them, Dudley, where you look at him like, man, he's the 12th guy on the bench. They're good locker room guys that can come in and help younger players or be that good veteran presence. I think Dudley was on the Phoenix Suns prior to the Lakers, helping their young guys, Booker and all those guys.
Well, they also knew that there was when I was in Utah, there was conversation that the number 12 player had to be a big white dude.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just
no.
Yeah.
That's a statement of fact.
Right.
That was in the meetings. It was you're gonna need somebody at the end of the bench that you can put out to events and send out who will be around.
Yeah.
They did not want the 12th man to be a black guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's different
Welcome
reasons,
to
but you could either be a good,
well, that was
good
not
locker room
uncommon
guy,
in other places either.
good
So
locker room guy, or then sometimes you get some guys that are traded a lot because they aren't locker room guys, but
Mhm.
they're up until a point. They're so talented that the juice is worth the squeeze.
look the
If you
other
need
way.
them first, you're like a hired sniper. So
here are the most traded. Ready for
Yeah.
this? The most traded. Marcus Camby.
which his unique skill set, I think, it made him tradable to where he's an all-star at times, but
Mhm.
then if you need a shot blocker, rim protector for, a new team, and he was getting paid a lot probably when he was really, really frequently getting traded.
Chris Gatling.
No,
Big, saw, left-handed,
yeah.
big man.
Look.
Nice soft touch. Pretty good defender. Real good
Yeah.
teammate. Kind
Long,
of guy.
Yeah. Could shoot outside for real.
Dale Ellis, the sniper.
Sniper.
The
Yep.
sniper. Right?
The
I
underrated.
feel like that's what happens with a lot of sharpshooters.
Yeah.
If that's one
Well,
of your
Tim Legler
Yep.
bounced through a lot of teams. Sam Cassell was traded 7 times.
He's that guy. He
7
provides the
times.
leadership and big game Sam Cassell.
But the most traded player still in the league is Trevor Ariza. Great team guy.
Great
he's
team
a guy,
guy,
he's a guy
defender.
that you want on your
Edge
team.
setter.
It's one of those where he's usually on a team, and for some reason they're not doing too well. There's a championship level team, and they're like, all right, let's go get Trevor.
No,
He's the missing piece.
That's the guy.
He's the playoff guy. He's the guy that you don't have to play him a lot during the regular season, but you start kind of ramping up his minutes towards the end of the season.
He's the guy that nobody wants to take on. Trevor Ariza is the dude that if he's standing outside your locker room, stay in the locker room.
And
he's your enforcer in a time where there are.
He's the real, like there.
he's
As
about-
Everett says, there are a
yeah.
lot of fake tough guys.
He's about his business.
Oh yeah.
Trevor Ariza is the dude that nobody that look. LeBron will tell you, listen, I'm not trying to piss you off, sir.
Right.
Trevor
and
Ariza's that dude.
to go with the skill set that he can guard 1 through 4.
Right.
Hit a big shot.
No,
when he
Anthony
needs it.
Tolliver is who you're talking about, Sanderson. Yeah, we mentioned him. And then the NFL. This is all over the place. So the most traded players, if you pay attention to this thing versus the team guys who play for the most teams, there are 10 players at least who played for more than 5 teams. Ready for this? Let's get into the list. At number 10, he's number 1 now. Brandon Marshall played for 6 teams.
The receiver?
Yep. Kerry Collins.
Okay.
Yeah.
AP. All day Adrian Peterson.
Really?
7 teams. Vinny
Oh, he
Testaverde.
played for 7 teams.
Vinny Testaverde. 7 teams. Talk about workman quarterback Chris Chandler with the
I
Hawks,
can
right?
see that.
Worker. Look. Jeff Blake.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right? Blake was a guy that bounced around. Blake played for the Bengals, the Saints, the Ravens, the Cardinals, the Eagles, the Bears, and the Jets. Brian Hoyer.
Yep.
Rico.
Is he still playing?
Yeah, he's still in the league.
He's still
in the
getting paid
With the Patriots,
Still-
right?
yeah,
It's
still-
like his fourth stop with the Patriots.
He's pretty much an assistant coach.
So
Yeah.
Pats, Cardinals, Browns,
They really need
Texans,
him now, too.
Texans,
He's their
Colts,
quarterback's coach.
49ers, Bears, and then back with the Patriots. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick. Rams, Bengals, Bills, Titans, Texans, Jets, Bucks, Dolphins, Washington football team. Josh McCown. 9 teams.
Is Josh
McCown.
still in the league?
Yeah.
Oh, he's with
I
Tampa,
think,
isn't he?
yeah.
He's coaching somewhere, but then
right.
he got picked up like
Wasn't he a high
He
school
was sitting
coach
on
at,
the couch, just chilling.
He's on the practice squad during COVID, so you didn't have to go to the facility.
Cardinals, Lions, Raiders, Panthers, Bears, Bucks, Browns, Jets, and Eagles. And then number 1, Rico, Joshua Johnson, QB, who has played everywhere.
I looked up. I looked him up on Wikipedia, and you know what? Do yourself a favor.
Oh yeah,
do yourself a favor.
Oh, yeah.
Look up Josh Johnson on Wikipedia. Go down to his career history, and I don't know how big your phone screen is, but it takes up the entire screen.
Yeah,
he must be doing something right though.
He was drafted by Tampa. He played for Tampa, then San Fran, then the Sacramento Mountain Lions, Cleveland, Cincinnati, San Fran, Cincinnati, New York, Jets, Indy, Buffalo, Baltimore, Giants, Houston, Oakland, Washington, the San Diego Fleet, Detroit, Los Angeles Wildcats, San Francisco, Jets, Baltimore, and he's currently with Denver.
Good for him.
The guy that I would think, if he did that for baseball, of course, we talked about Chavez earlier, who makes him, but Willie Montanez, who was a switch hitting outfielder, first baseman, played for the Cardinals, Phillies, Giants, Braves, Mets, Rangers, Padres, Expos, and Pirates. But Edwin Jackson, pitcher. Rico, pull up Edwin Jackson, Major League pitcher, and tell me about this. It's fantastic.
Edwin Jackson. Here we go.
Uh-huh.
Load up real quick. Here we go. Edwin Jackson. He's 38 years old. He has played for a trillion teams. Goodness gracious.
Right, when it just loads, right? When it
You know when the circle goes or
Yep,
whatever?
like it says professional career, and so Wikipedia has like 2.1.
Uh-huh.
His goes to 2.18.
That's what I'm talking about.
The Dodgers, Tampa, Detroit, Arizona, White Sox, St. Louis, Washington, Cubs, Atlanta, Miami, San Diego, Baltimore, back to Washington, Oakland, Toronto, back to Detroit, back to Arizona, and currently with the High Point Rockers.
Jay, the dude never unpacks. Like
He knows the deal. I mean, that's the way you do it. You gotta find your way to.
You know what?
Make it in the league.
He's used to it. He was born in New Ulm, Germany, while his father was serving in the United States Army.
Right.
So moving around is probably just something he's used to.
Oh man, that is crazy. That you would never settle in.
Why would you? Look.
So Edwin's tops with 14 teams.
Whatever league you're in, it stands for not for long. If you're not balling, but for his case, he knows his role or his niche in the league. Why would he?
Well, come in and eat innings. That's his 17
why,
years.
Why would he even be asking who's the realtor for the team?
17 years, 14 teams.
He was drafted as an outfielder.
Oh no, his favorite. He was a part of the Nats when they had him, Scherzer, Strasburg, and they lined up to hit. Like it was like they were like Maddox and the Braves, where the pitchers took pride in hitting. Edwin could rake, man. He could rake.
He's got 1,500 strikeouts.
Octavio Dotel, 13 teams in 14 seasons. 13 teams in Octavio Dotel. 13 teams in 14 years.
Octavio Dotel. Okay. I was like, I feel like I know this name. I do know this
name. Mike Morgan, 12 teams in 14 years. Oh, in 22 years. Oh my God, he pitched a long time. He pitched from 1978 to 2002. Mike Morgan.
I'm sorry.
I forgot. Sir?
What?
Sir?
This man saw everything in the world.
Oh, he did.
Before his eyes.
Matt Stairs, 12 teams. Little lefty. 12 teams. Fernando Rodney.
Ooh.
Fernando Rodney, 11 teams in 18 years. And then Miguel Batista, 20 seasons, 11 teams. So there's some dudes out there that just Bartolo Colon's on the list.
Fernando Rodney with the sideways hat.
Right? He never got it right. Bartolo Colon, 11 teams in his 21 years. Indians, Angels, Mets, A's, White Sox, Twins, Braves, Red Sox, Rangers, Expos, and Yankees.
And he hit a home run for the Mets in San Diego.
Oh, good heavens.
And everybody remembers it.
Spectacular.
Run, Bartolo, run.
Right? I mean, yeah, the texter asked, what did these dudes say when they asked who they played for?
Say everybody.
Everybody.
Well, you should just say, well, guess who I didn't play for?
Right.
I'll give you $10.
Right.
That's a better question.
Right. Yeah. Jay, the question, Claytonian John asked the question. Jay, you played for Houston and Buffalo. Who else?
The Giants in San Francisco. So it was 7 good years, 2 booty ones. The last 2 ones were booty. New York and San Fran.
Do you still have those 2 booty jerseys?
Yeah, and I got the helmets.
You got the helmets too.
Yeah, it was so. I mean, when I was with the Giants, I was like, I was coming off when I broke my leg or whatever, and we went in the playoffs, and they had a rash of injuries and stuff. So I kept it. I mean, I always felt like I wish I could have got to either one of those places when I left Buffalo. Towards the prime of my career, because two first-class organizations, just different atmosphere than playing down in Houston. I mean, granted, Houston was great for me individually, but think about when you go from, at least for me, winning national championships to Buffalo when you're winning, being in the playoffs, winning a lot of games, to go down to Houston, you kind of forget what it's like to be with a winning organization. There's a distinct difference in what winners do and what guys that don't know how to win or don't want to try to win do in the NFL. And then when you get to San Francisco and New York at the end of your career, like, dang. And there is a big deal on a big thing that can help or hurt your career is where you start out and what organization you go to. There is I can understand why people have angst of going to or used to maybe a Cincinnati or places like that. If I was a quarterback or something like that, to Houston, because you're dependent on the organization, and I was fortunate enough to go to Buffalo. I mean, I walked right into a winning locker room, pros that knew how to be a pro and learned, and it was a smaller city. So for these guys that are able to, I'm telling you, these guys that play for 10 teams or 14 or 13, I mean, yeah, there's probably, like for Jim Jackson, right, the basketball player, his big deal was that him and Jason Kidd were fighting over, was it Halle Berry? Halle Berry Tony Braxton.
Tony Braxton.
In the locker room, and then he's on, a few other teams,
And there were a couple of guys in the league who fought over Halle Berry as well.
Right. So there,
even when she was with David Justice
yeah.
on the same team.
Look.
And so I'm sure there's some Jim Jackson part to it as far as him in the locker room.
Yeah, if you're not a good dude.
But I'm sure. But there's also a point to where he could tell you the difference between organization and organization. I know that one of my good friends is the team dentist for the Houston Texans and the Rockets. He does not have 1 ounce of something good to say about Jim Jackson. Not one.
Yeah, it's a thing, right?
Yeah, so it's a thing. And it just kind of, you just never know. So, but at the end of the day, once you get in the league, the object of the game is to win at the game. And if you can be fortunate enough to get to like the Patriots or like the Packers or something like that, then that's like icing on the cake. But the more the merrier, because once they sit back and if they ever make amends with teammates, they played 13, 14 years in the league, and there's a lot of great players that aren't able to play that long. You got to think, look at Terrell Davis. He's a Hall of Famer, didn't play that long, and some of the guys that are like Ryan Fitzpatrick, and there's not anybody that knows anything about football that would rather have Ryan Fitzpatrick over Terrell Davis.
I'm going to give you these stats. We'll go to break. I'll give you these stats about a player who again played on 6 teams in the league. This player also led his league, his baseball league, in batting in 1993. He led them in triples, finished second in stolen bases and walks. Who is he? We will give away some Beatrice Bakery for the first person who tells us. They led the league in hitting in 1993, led them in triples, finished second in stolen bases and walks. Also played in the NBA. Who is he? Tell us that when we come back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 28th and Superior from 11 to 2 for Husker Sports Talk and, most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 28th and Superior, the official sponsor of the Captain. Order wings ahead at wingstop.com. See you there.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Your Lincoln forecast today, a few showers and storms are possible early this morning. Otherwise, we'll see mostly sunny skies this afternoon. We'll see an afternoon high of around 96. Tonight, mostly clear skies in the forecast, a little bit cooler with the low of around 65. And tomorrow, sunny skies are expected throughout the day with a high of around 95. I'm meteorologist Kyle Kleckner for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I present The Fruitcake. Long the subject of jokes, ridicule, derision, but did the fruitcake accept its place in the culinary totem pole? No! The fruitcake sought to rise to its full potential at Beatrice Bakery. Premium nuts, high-quality fruits, and the delectable trio of brandy, bourbon, and rum. Grandma's fruitcake is no punchline, but a decadent treat that packs a punch of flavor.
Check out Grandma's Fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of yum.
Please enjoy these next few moments of relaxation from Scott and Greg at Mendoza Family Insurance. If you would like to feel this relaxed about your home, auto, business, life, or commercial property insurance, please give Scott or Greg a call today at Mendoza Family Insurance.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.58 per hour. And other select jobs is starting at $24.28 per hour, with wages growing up to $30.30 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Pumps in a back, pumps in a back. We like the girls with the pumps in a back. Pumps in a back, pumps in a back. We like the girls with the pumps in a back. Pumps in a back, pumps in a back.
This crowd has hollered itself weak. Henderson at second, Molitor at first, one out in the ninth, 6-5 Philadelphia. Stottlemyre and Castillo throwing in case of extra innings. Fastball is hit to left field, down the line, in the corner, home run!
And stay a professional and pitch his game. 1 ball and no strikes. Aaron waiting. The outfield deep and straight away. Fastball is a high drive into deep left center field. Buckner goes back to the fence. It is gone.
So here is Baerga. Wohlers looks in to get a sign. Big right-hander ready, delivers fastball. Hit in the air to left center. On the dead run is Grissom. He's got it, and the Atlanta Braves are the champions of the world. And they are going wild. Mobbing Wohlers, a huge mile of humanity in front of the mound. The crowd dancing in the aisles, fireworks going on overhead, and quietly the Cleveland Indians slowly in single file leave their dugout.
Tell them about it, Vince. Tell them about it, Vince. Like that, listen, to paint the picture, again, as they're watching, they single file walk themselves off the field.
Right.
Everybody who's ever played a minute of football, played a minute of basketball or baseball in a meaningful game knows that walk, that feeling. And I'm not sure anybody danced better with the crowd than Vince Scully. Vince Scully would just shut up and let it marinate. Like Hank Aaron's call, he let it get quiet. You could hear the fireworks. And then I remember him closing that one with just, if you want to ponder that in 1975, a black man had united Georgia, right? A black man was being applauded, was given a standing ovation in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. It's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, he also did with the Kirk Gibson home run. They said he just kept silent for a minute just to let it kind of fester a little bit. So timing is everything, and he definitely was way before his time, man. I mean, he did more with less. Obviously, he didn't have the equipment that people have right now to even have fake crowd noise. So he was really feeding off, being there and then giving that game day feeling or moment feeling to people that are listening to him.
Who's your guy? So the text line says this: I grew up in Southern California. Some of my absolute best memories are watching Dodgers and Lakers games with my dad, listening to Vince Scully and Chick Hearns. Chick Hearns is a monster.
Yeah, Chick Hearns.
Chick Hearns is a monster. Who's your guy?
For football?
Yeah.
I really like John Madden, just because of his perspective as a former coach. I kind of actually like Troy Aikman now, the guys that are on now. I'm not a big – I think Tony Romo's good. I don't really think he's first seat next to Jim Nantz is good. I really like Jim Nantz, especially when he does golf and stuff like that. There's a few. I mean, it's – it just depends on what your flavor is. I mean, I like man, he does a lot of Fox. What's his name, man? It's little brother, man. He wears glasses, man, and he dips. I saw him last year. I forget.
He dipped?
He
Not
dips.
Tirico.
No, he dips. He chews tobacco.
Gus is
Gus.
Gus.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Gus and football and basketball.
I want to dance in this space for a little bit. All right. So on the Mount Rushmore, and I'll give you a bunch of names, and you tell me who's on your Mount Rushmore. And text line, you guys can feel free to join in. But this is how deep it goes when you talk about great sports commentators. So Al Michaels, Jim Nantz, Jack Buck, Pat Summerall, Dick Vitale, Chris Schenkel, Jack Whitaker, Ray Scott, Mel Allen, Chris Berman, Red Barber, Patrick, Romo, Ernie Harwell, let's go up, Tom Brookshire, Myron Cope from the Steelers, Merlin Olsen, Harry Carey, John Miller, Harry Callis, Chick Hearn, Frank Gifford, Vern Lundquist, Lindsey Nelson, Kurt Gowdy, Dick Enberg, Joe Buck, Marv Albert, Venn, Howard Cosell, Brent Musburg, Keith Jackson, Bob Costas, Jim McKay, Dick Stockton, Jim Lampley, JB, James Brown, Phil Rizzuto, Merrill Reese. Just from again, the list can go forever.
Yeah.
But who's on your Mount Rushmore?
Man,
right?
Madden,
like that, like that's deep.
Like JB. I mean, you got to think Chris. I mean, there's a ton. Chris Berman, Gus. I love Gus. Man, I'm trying to think.
Rico, who are the names that resonate for you?
Kevin I like Kevin Harlan. I don't mean to cut you.
I
I
like
Kevin
Kevin
Harlan.
Harlan. Mike Tirico. You said John Madden.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Gus Johnson guy. I don't recall if I ever listened to Dick Enberg, but I know that I've heard him on like highlights,
Mhm.
and I feel like he
Oh
was
my!
really good. I feel like
his,
he was really good.
His oh my was big.
Yeah.
Marv Alberts, yes.
Yep. Especially with
Uh,
the Knicks and the Bulls.
right? Cosell, and that's the way it was. Like his sprint through it. I think Cosell, because he crossed over Monday Night Football and all of the great boxing calls. His relationship with Ali, Foreman, Frazier, Sugar Ray Leonard, like
Love Bob Costas.
right? Like he covered all of that. Keith Jackson was the voice of college football for a very strong portion. Yes, he still had you still had the other guys, Chris Schenkel, who did the Olympics and did Wide World of Sports, and those guys. So the old dudes, but Jim McKay and his coverage of the Munich Olympics when they had his coming back to going, they're all gone. Like talking about the hostages.
Yeah.
And he was calling it live, which they didn't really do back in the 70s. Yeah, that's deep. Don Creaky was better than Given. Brookshire and Summerall early before it became Madden and Summerall. Think of the great combat Kurt Gowdy and Al DeRogatis. Then it was Kurt Gowdy and Merlin Olsen because the AFC had its own broadcasters on NFL, and the NFC was on CBS. So you got Summerall and Madden or Summerall and Brookshire, and then the afternoon game would be the AFC, usually because they were West Coast teams, and you get Kurt Gowdy and Al DeRogatis, who was smooth, and then Merlin Olsen took over for him. As well.
Lincoln mentioned Brent Musburger. I do like listening to Brent.
We are live. That was
Bob
it.
Costas wasn't bad. You know who else I like just because of the tone of his voice? And not definitely not Mount Rushmore is Pat Hayden.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah. You know what?
He had like that calming voice, but he was very authoritative when he needed to.
He was so arrogant. It was sweet. Oh, Pat Hayden will let you know in a minute. I'm the smartest dude in the room.
Yeah.
Like that.
But he had a really good voice.
Vital for what he did for college basketball is impressive. Jim Nance, of course, he's carrying
multiple hats.
Al Michaels Jack Buck, go crazy, St. Louis, go crazy.
Jim Nance.
We've
had two people say, one person said, I'm not really a big fan of Joe Rogan, but his UFC calls are really good.
He's Rogan has done his thing. I have to give him credit in that space. And it's so funny because I spent 2 of the last 4 weeks around him, and I don't know, he has to tailor all of his clothes because he's just one muscle. Jay, he's one muscle. He's a head. He's a huge head, and then it goes from his neck down to his feet, and it's just one muscle.
He's a thumb.
Yeah,
that's what he is.
Yeah, folks like Kevin Kugler. Yeah, but he's not in this league. Vern Lundquist, Vince Scully, Al Michaels. I like this list. John Miller for baseball. Jim Nance and what we cover. No love for Dennis Miller or Jason Witten. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely right. Okay, yeah, there's some good stuff, and then of course the local guys. Am I wrong in that Nebraska has had basically the same 3 announced teams for all 3 sports of major note forever and ever?
Yeah, Nebraska's got
been there
good ones
for a while. Yeah,
Nebraska has good ones.
Yeah, it'll be
John Baylor's still putting in work with volleyball.
Yeah. I mean, and Lyle Bremser was brought up. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, I just think it's that time. No, I'm not in the Denny Matthews pool. Sorry, that's how that works. We'll throw it to break. We'll come back again. I want to go back to the trivia question. I want folks to get what's there. There's a 6-team NBA player who also led the Pioneer League in hitting in 1993. Led him in triples, second in stolen base and walks. Let's see if you guys can figure out who it is. We'll get some prizes together for you when we come back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
At Venue Catering and Events, we offer two of the most historic ballrooms in Lincoln. The Jasmine Room, located in the historic Grand Manse in the heart of downtown, featuring a beautiful built-in antique bar, spacious patio, and soaring skylit ceilings. The Scottish Rite Ballroom, located just 2 blocks from the state's capital, boasts intricate hand-carved columns, rich dark wood floors, and lavish chandeliers. The perfect venues to host your wedding, corporate event, or much more. For availability and more information, call us at 402-603-6483.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
Please enjoy these next few moments of relaxation from Scott and Greg at Mendoza Family Insurance. If you would like to feel this relaxed about your home, auto, business, life, or commercial property insurance, please give Scott or Greg a call today at Mendoza Family Insurance.
In today's day and age, people are trying to do more and more projects by themselves. That might be better on the wallet, but it can also lead to painful sounds like this. Ow! Poor guy, trying to do wiring all by himself. Let's have another listen. It's just not worth it. Don't hurt yourself or make things worse than they are already. For any of your electric needs, call Joe at Ambition Electric today at 402-217-3415 or go to ambitionelectric.com.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
Problem gambling affects more than the gambler. It affects spouses, children, extended family members, and friends. If you are a loved one who's struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 476-2300.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Old School on 93.7 The Ticket. My Twitter is just and I'm not mad at it, it's just a long video of Vin Scully things, pictures of Vin, pictures of games that he called and videos of games he called and some of his calls. It's great. It's fantastic. And I saw one from the old back in the heyday of baseball. I don't understand how those players played in, the heat of the summer in those wool bags that they called jerseys.
Flannel gray bags that sweat through. In Little League, that was right in the space that I was in, and it was terrible. It was terrible.
No dry fit back then?
No, bro. And I don't know how he played, because I don't like that stuff on me. Like, I don't wear anything but dry fit now. Like, if it's not dry fit, I don't want it to touch my body.
Like, how did more people not die of heat stroke?
And here's the other thing. When they look at those players and they said that the players are faster now, you know why they're faster? They have better technology. They have better uniforms.
The jerseys aren't bad.
No, but the spikes in the cleats.
There was no.
Ask your dad about his football cleats that he wore. Them things were boots.
Yeah.
Like, you're running football in boots, right?
There were the Timberlands. That's essentially you're running in Timberlands.
That's why all the
on
guys,
frozen tundra. Like,
right,
that's why all the guys from back then were so much that their legs were so much stronger,
Oh,
because they had to lift those boots around.
But if you had the cleats that, like, you look at the posters that Jay and them are on, and you see those old champion boot high tops.
Can you imagine?
Those are boots
Could you
compared to
imagine
today's players.
going from that and then putting on like something from today, like
It's
how
like
much
light. Even the
I
helmets,
feel like
the helmets
I
are
feel
light.
like
and
you'd
the
fall
pads are
over
light,
because you'd be like, I've never moved my legs this fast.
Well, that's when you feel like, okay, I'm going to jump out the gym.
Right.
Like, I played in canvas Converse All-Stars. And then when they got leather, I was like, oh my goodness, these are the greatest shoes like I'm going to be ever.
Right.
I can't wear canvas high tops for like 3 hours because they have no support. It's just flat.
Right.
And I'm like, how did we do this? How did Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain play consecutive games wearing
100 games and not taking.
Well, and then you see like the highlights of Bill Russell jumping from the free throw line and like laying it up like practically behind the basket. It's like he was doing that in high top chucks.
Yeah, bro. I like, and then when we got to high school, well, the first times that we had for sprinters, we had the Adidas that were super light and had the long spikes. And I was like, where have these been? Like, how did we do this all this time?
I had Adidas in high school that were practically socks on my, like they were tight
on
the foot with the spikes. And I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Felt like I was wearing nothing.
Let's give away a basket from Beatrice Bakery. It'll go to Disc Golf Jake. They're doing really good stuff over at Child Advocacy Center. So we want to say thank you to them for the work that they're doing. This is all courtesy of Nate Brennan, who was over there this morning, and he recommended that we do something for them because they do stuff for everybody else. So the Child Advocacy Center, and we want to thank Nate Brennan for putting that nomination in and asking us to take care of them as well. A couple of things. So Sanderson says this, and I like this, that boxing, he picked Lampley for college football, Keith Jackson, baseball, Jack Buck, NFL Summerall, overall Michaels, Cosell, Scully, Buck. That's a pretty strong list.
Yeah.
That's a pretty strong list. I left Cosell because he was the down goes Frazier call is the iconic call for all boxing.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing greater than that. And you guys can correct me if I'm missing something. Keith Jackson, especially in this region and for our era, he was college football, so that makes perfect sense. Summerall was the smooth, buttery uncle. Like he was just there, just delivering bombs. And we didn't find out later that he was probably buzzed most of the time he did it.
Yeah.
But we didn't know.
Everybody has their way to get through things.
Well, you get through. You get through. So some of the guesses on the trivia, I will give this away so that you guys understand what this is. The answer to the trivia question is our own Eric Strickland. Strickland played for 6 NBA teams, played for the Mavericks, Knicks, Grizzlies, Celtics, Pacers, Bucks. I don't think he claims the Grizzlies, but he,
it was the Vancouver Grizzlies.
He
doesn't.
Yeah, he didn't.
I asked him about that jersey.
He was like, "No, he don't want to claim that." But that would be the one, like, because that was a hard jersey. That was a hard jersey. But in he played 2 seasons of minor league baseball. Played in the Gulf Coast League. with the Gulf Coast Marlins, and in 1992, and then the New York Penn League with the Elmira Pioneers in 93. Despite being a full 2 years younger than the average player in the league, he led the league in triples. He led the Pioneers in triples and finished second in stolen bases and bases on balls. And then, of course, the six teams, 4 years in Dallas, 2 with the Knicks, 2 with the Celtics, Pacers, Bucks, etc. So it's our own Eric Strickland that we were trying to get you to think about. We'll throw it a break, come back. We'll close out old school, get Jay Foreman out of here, and jump into one-on-one here on 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Please enjoy these next few moments of relaxation from Scott and Greg at Mendoza Family Insurance. If you would like to feel this relaxed about your home, auto, business, life, or commercial property insurance, please give Scott or Greg a call today at Mendoza Family Insurance.
And now, poetry from the world of Yum.
You need a treat, but not something predictable. Cookies, cupcakes, apple pie, it's all boringly typical. So here's a little rule of thumb. Take that income, avoid the humdrum, and get yourself to the world of Yum. The cakes are made for any celebration, every cause of elation, alongside every occasion. So get in your car. You would be remiss not to take that drive down to Beatrice.
Check out Grandma's Fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of Yum.
2-1 count, and that's a deep drive into the gap. Smith rounding first base. It's a stand-up double. Hey, Nick, speaking of doubles, did you know Wings and Rings has 2 ways to enjoy their next-level food? Rico, we're in the middle of a game. The game can wait, Nick. One way is to stop by one of their Lincoln locations. They have 2 great locations at O Street, Meridian Park, and 40th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village. You said 2 ways. What's the other way? You can order online at wingsandrings.com.
Empire Fence and Netting in Waverly is now hiring for several positions. They're looking for a fence installer for both commercial and residential, for local projects, and ones that require travel. They also have openings for operators, dirt work, welding positions, and applicants with CDLs are very desirable. If you're looking for a locally operated business that provides excellent work for customers and great benefits and care for its employees, email info@empire-fence.com or give them a call at 402-682-7658. Empire Fence and Netting.
Problem gambling affects more than the gambler. It affects spouses, children, extended family members, and friends. If you are a loved one who's struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 476-2300.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.58 per hour. And other select jobs is starting at $24.28 per hour, with wages growing up to $30.30 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's been a great start here to the year as 2022 new inventory continues to roll in. Our pre-owned lot remains full, and we are selling at a record pace. I was just down at Koppel talking about a new order for myself, and they let me know I can actually start ordering a 2023 here later this spring. So stop on in to get your new 2022, your pre-owned vehicle, or maybe talk about ordering here for 2023. Check them out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment of Old School on right now. 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Thank you guys for all of your participation today on the Honda of Lincoln Hotline, the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. You guys have been fantastic. DP, J. Foreman, doing a fantastic job.
For one-on-one, I'm going to take your Mount Rushmore. You only get 4, and the best one receives some goodies.
Ooh.
The best one. I need the best one, the one that knocks me on my sock.
Mount Rushmore of announcers.
Just knocks my socks right off.
Broadcasters.
The Mount Rushmore of broadcasters. So I want yours. You can tell me what it is. It's your soup. You make it, but I'm gonna judge. Me and Rico are gonna judge it, and you can tell us it's good soup. Yep. Come up with a good one. Be creative. I'm just gonna say, Jay. We were talking about it. So we were just watching some Walt Clyde Frazier. We're looking at some Walt Clyde Frazier pictures and whatnot. The most stylish of athletes. Who else would you put in that category of dudes who you played with who just
stylish?
Yeah.
Like when we played, it was just about being classy. So we didn't have any of that. We were all kind of, we wanted our suit to be tight. No, granted, we went from the baggy suit to kind of more business. I still have a couple of them that still, have withstand the test of time. But I do, I'm gonna tell you, the guys that are usually outlandish is the guys that get, their first money or whatever rookie contract, and then the rookies come in. I'll never forget Travis Henry came on, and he had, it wasn't a chinchilla, but it was something. It was like wolf hair or something. And if you don't have something that's tight that come on there, you're gonna get clowned. The coaches are gonna clown you. Bus driver will clown you. Flight attendants to clown you, so he got clowned. There was a guy that we used to call Wolf. His name was Eric Brown, who was a hitter from Mississippi State. Now he had a chinchilla, and he would rock it. Now Eric was the guy that probably had the most swag, because he was a little bit ahead of time. Now where if he had, say, like a black suit, he'd wear some white Air Force Ones or shoes, tennis shoes, and he's like, this is classy. And then he, X, Y, and Z. But I did have a coach by the name of Jerry Gray. Wasn't too stylish, but he wore a suit to the game and in another one away from the game. But the thing about Jerry and Travis Henry that they had in common, they both talked in the third person.
That checks out.
Yeah,
that checks out.
Yeah,
I
just wanted to make sure my stuff matched and I didn't look like, because I hated wearing. Because I mean, look, you're getting ready for a game, and sometimes after a game, you're
sweating
all beat
it,
up, and then you got to worry about tying your tie. So I was kind of real basic,
Well, I figured that out, that I didn't want to have to tie the tie after the game, but so then I would leave the collar open.
Yeah,
that's the old school. I can think of 3 pictures of your dad in 3-piece suits.
No, they
with
take
the big white collars.
Yeah, they took it serious back then when they would go out, but it was a different time.
What was Nebraska's walk into a building, walk into Memorial wear? What did you?
Oh, we had what was it, Apex, tracksuit or whatever. We only got one. Back then if you weren't like a.
You see the look on his face, Rico, when he said it, like it hit him hard, like yeah, they only gave us.
Right. Like if you weren't
he didn't think about it. He was like, wait a minute.
If you were an established player, you only getting one pair of socks. And you know, the socks that we used to pull our socks up. So by the end of the season, being washed, they all loose up here.
Yeah.
So then cats had to get smart and tape it right here.
Yeah.
Well, then you had some guys that talk about that made them cramp. It didn't. You was just out of shape. But as you became a better player, you know, you can get some extra socks and, you know, have a little bit of leeway. But when you was afraid, times was hard, man. I mean, cat, I was like, for Christmas, I remember I had my uncle get me a pair of Newmans.
Yeah.
Newman gloves.
Yeah. No,
because they were like, nah, man.
Different now.
When you're a redshirt trying to get, I mean, you got a hole in your glove? Oh, that's too bad. Tape it up.
Figure it out.
It was deep. Like I said, when I as a player, you know, when I got to college, we got 2 T-shirts. You got a sweatsuit. So you got a sweatsuit that you were supposed to work out in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
So when we went through our winter drills, you got a sweatsuit, and then you get a warm-up suit for travel. So whenever we went on a bus, when we got off the bus, we had to have our sweatsuit on. We didn't, but they also told us what tennis shoes we could wear. Converse was our sponsor for spikes. You got a home pair and away pair, and then you got 2 hats.
Yeah,
and that was
it.
Pretty much it.
Matter of fact, in that poster in there, I don't have Adidas on. I have
champion. Those champions?
No, those are Nike. Those are those Nikes I bought back in Minneapolis at, like, I guess, you know, where they had the end of year sale.
Yeah.
Found those jet black, low tops. So then I got a spat to play on that hard turf, because that turf out there was essentially concrete. So I wanted to make sure they were light too. They were running shoes.
Y'all got more than I got.
I loved it. Yeah, you were track. You were supposed to get a ton.
You don't need nothing, man.
I got nothing.
You need some cleats and a uniform.
You know, we got our uniforms.
Yeah.
We got a jacket.
Yeah.
And a T-shirt. That was it. We didn't get running shoes. We got 30% off running shoes.
Yeah.
And 30% off spikes.
I'm telling you. And then when I went to Texas and Virginia, we did pretty good. We had pretty good period, but it was champion. Even in like 2010, it was still champion. 2014. And then I went to Texas and everything was dry fit, Under Armour, and $1,000 was the budget for each coach. Different. Very different, but that's what they're doing now everywhere. So, you know.
Yeah, these guys are coming up like the mob, man. 8 jerseys.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you coming on recruiting trips getting jerseys, right?
Bro, we're gonna do the thing. That's it for Old School. One-on-one coming up. Got a project for you guys on social media. I'll tell you about it when we come back.
Problem gambling affects more than the gambler. It affects spouses, children, extended